Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV. We're the heartbeat of the community. Today we're featuring the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. And guess where we are right now? Oh, do I feel at home in the Ovations Dance Academy right here in Tampa. We're going to be talking about that coming up. But right now I have a very special guest to get rolling here, Pastor Peter Lundberg. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Alrighty then, welcome to the show today.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be here, Barbara.
You know, we actually did just a free caring little talk before the show, and I'm very taken in by your church and the history and the fact that we have a very dear friend in common from many years ago with Pastor Lang. So thanks for sharing that with me. Now, this church has been around for a long time, correct?
Yes, we're over 100 years old right now. We were actually founded by Ari Olds. He was one of the members.
Yes.
And we started a long time ago in Oldsmar. We've changed buildings a couple times. Now we're in a complex of buildings, but we are one of the original institutions of the city of Oldsmar.
That's really exciting. And now, how long have you been there?
I've been going to the church for 5 years now, but I have been the pastor, or one of the pastors, for 3 years, and now I'm the senior pastor, and I've been the senior pastor for 2 years in the church.
Very nice. And just so everybody knows, it's the Community United Methodist Church of Oldsmar.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't flub that up. It's a long handle, but I'll tell you, it's easy to remember. So let's talk about your church and what you have to offer there, what your services are like, and the different amenities and all.
Certainly. Well, the most important thing to understand about our church is that our church is a biblically based church where we talk about the Lord Jesus Christ, where we don't pretend to be anything else but a church. And so we try to teach people about the Lord. We try to encourage them to follow the scriptures and to pray. We are also a church that's trying to really reflect Oldsmar. I live in Oldsmar myself, and Oldsmar is a city with some real character to it. I just love the atmosphere that's here, and so we're trying to take the atmosphere that's in the city of Oldsmar and we're trying to put it inside the church. And
Nice.
I really feel like that's the thing that makes our church so unique, is that we really reflect the city itself, and the fact that it's kind of a laid-back city. We're a Bayside city. We are a group of people who are casual. I dress like this because I dress like this when I go to church too. I don't dress up because I want people to feel at home with the church.
Sure. I love that. And you're talking about biblically based. Woo, I almost didn't get that one out. I love that because for me, it sounds like it's like the old days. Like, let's be real about this.
Well, and the important thing to understand is that there's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of opinions out there right now that people have about all kinds of things, and they always express them. But the one opinion that we really trust is the Bible. And we really believe that Jesus Christ is the answer to a person's life today, that Jesus Christ is who he said he was. And so we truly believe what it says. And I think that even though it's an old-fashioned idea, it's relevant for right now.
I love old-fashioned. I love old school. We're getting way too much away from that. I said it, okay? I don't know if that's politically correct or not. I don't care. I'm a believer, and I know that that's what we need in my own heart. That's why I was excited to have you join us for the show today. Do you find that with what we've gone through this last couple of years, and I don't want to even give it any credentials, but with being locked down, do you find that people are searching more for the answers and a more foundation of faith, and to really delve even deeper? I mean, I've always been a believer, but I'm finding myself delving in even deeper with more devotionals and longer ones first thing in the morning when I wake up.
Well, what we found ourselves is that there is a large group of people who never really went to our church before that are seeking us out online. So we have devotionals that go on at least 3 times a week, plus our services are online as well as at the church itself. And the actual online following is many times larger than the church itself. So that's really an interesting thing. So I have to say, yes, people are seeking the Lord. I think that the other thing that goes along with this is that people are really depressed. They're down about things. And even people like myself, and I see you're an extrovert also, that when we're extroverts, but it's affected us as well, because
has.
we've had to stay inside.
It
We
ha-
can't do all the
absolutely.
things that we wanted to do. So every church service that we try to have, we try to encourage people in the Lord and to help them to understand that even though they may feel alone, even though they may feel down, that the Lord is always with them. He'll never leave them. He'll never forsake them. That's what we try to do.
That's right. And the word is very, very comforting. And I just said to my husband this morning, because, I mean, we all can find something to be depressed about. And it can be the perception of a situation, a relationship, or whatever. But it's also a choice on how we're going to perceive it and what we're going to do. And I said, you know, we have a choice to wake up in the morning and decide to be depressed, or decide to go into gratitude, because gratitude's always going to win. And then I hug my dog, and dog spelled backwards is God. And so that's my little formula, and it works for me. But people are searching more now than ever. Are you getting more membership too as well?
We're always getting new people that
I
come
bet.
to the church right now.
bet.
And, you know, everything that we do to us is reaching out to this community. I like to take walks through the parks. I live right across the street
Oh,
from
nice.
Ari Olds,
Nice.
and I take a walk through the park, and I know many, many people, and we talk about the Lord a lot, and that's what really makes us thrive. I think we have that
Yes.
kind of community.
Yes.
And I was thinking about what you were saying. You were talking about Thanksgiving. I also believe that it's important that even in our stresses and our trials and everything else that goes wrong in life, that we learn to thank God, and that we learn to have a thankful attitude. It can make all the difference in the world.
It does. It really changes your energy, your frequency level, and people can feel that. Don't you think? I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
and you can tell when someone is down and they just don't know how to pick themselves up. And fortunately, you know, we have a few skill sets that we've practiced over the years and all, which really came to fruition after this lockdown and all of that. But even plumbers have leaky pipes. Like you were saying, you know, even people like us who are believers and have been for a long, long time, this has been quite a challenge. This has been quite a test, and it's affected every business in the world, one
Yes.
way or another.
Yes.
But what I will say, and I will say this with great conviction, when you're a member of the Chamber of Commerce and with the Upper Tampa Bay, it is one big happy family. And I know you guys watch each other's back. You have fun. You're all doing something for the good of the community. You have many fundraisers going on. And the church, though, to me, is the ultimate foundation where everything, if you can become a member and at least hear the word, you hear the word once, you're sold.
Yeah. What I was going to say also is that we as a church and myself as an individual, I want to be very genuine. I want the
Yes.
love that we have for each other
Yes.
to be real and not anything fake.
Right.
And so one of the things that we've really done in the past is we started a charity in Oldsmar, and it turned into Oldsmar Cares, which is the charity in
Oh, we've done, I
in
think
Oldsmar.
I
Yes.
think we've interviewed
Yes.
Oldsmar Cares.
Yes, so they're a very good-sized charity for a small city like Oldsmar, and our involvement continues to this day. Now, they're independent from us, but this last Friday, when they had Second Fridays, we were representing the church, and I had the pleasure of representing Oldsmar Cares as well at the same time. So we feel that closeness to the community and all aspects of our...
I'm glad that you said that. You want authentic love. And that just, you know, that's just wonderful, because that's what really changes the world, one heart at a time.
Right.
So I love to hear you say that. I love your casualty and coming in your jeans. God bless you for that. And I just think that when people can get involved, even if they listen for the first time, that they're going to get something from it. And if they don't, they're going to want to lean in a little bit more forward to you. And I think it's important how people feel after they leave your presence. Whether you're a believer or not, how do you feel around these people? Because today, you can go anywhere in the store, anywhere, and find people that could just use a smile.
I like to tell people that I want them to feel like my good friend and your friend, Herb Lane, used to say. He'd say they should feel like they have a hug from God when they leave the place.
Oh,
That
I
they
remember
should feel
that.
an embrace from Him.
Yes,
And that's the feeling we try to get out of the church service.
Yes, and that, you know, that hug today is probably even more important than ever a few years ago. And I think it's happening more and more, but we are a little apprehensive in doing that, so I'm glad that we're slowly getting back in.
Oh, so we give these hugs, and then we bump elbows, and some people shake hands now, I have to admit that, but it's getting more open all the
Yeah,
time.
finally.
And it changes every day.
Yeah.
And I'd say that's the biggest change in the
Yeah.
church to me, is that this whole thing caught me off guard. I thought it would last 2 weeks, and it's been a year and a half, a good year and a half now where it's affected us. But the main thing is that we are stronger now than we were when it all started.
I think so.
And that's really remarkable.
Thank you for saying that, because it'll either make you or break you. It'll either get you down on your knees praying or not. It'll get you thinking
Yep.
or not. And I'm sure you probably agree out there, because everybody has a story today. Everybody. Good, bad, indifferent, not so good. And I just think it's really awesome that we have you here to talk about it. Now, you've been a chamber member. You couldn't even remember how long it was that long ago.
Yes, we've been a chamber member probably since the chamber started.
Yeah,
We've been
exactly.
around
Like
for
a
long
founding
time.
member, 30 years, something
Yes.
like that, maybe? That is wonderful. So you know what we're talking about when we say it's like a family entity. Everybody watches everybody's back. Everybody supports one another. And I love that. And that's what makes the community.
It sure is. That's what our community is about. It's about family.
Yeah.
And we're a small enough community, so we're actually still a family.
Yeah, exactly. And the church fits in there quite nicely, because Oldsmar has so much charm and so much history. I love it. I love doing these shows and interviewing someone like yourself that gets the word out there. So tell us, we have less than 2 minutes. Your services, when are they? The times?
Our services are at 10 o'clock on Sunday mornings. We also have full Sunday school classes. We have a youth group that meets. You can check our web out for all the details on that. We have devotions 3 or 4 times a week. We are constantly doing things. There are meetings throughout the week. We are the large provider for AA.
Oh, nice.
We also have a guest church that's been with us for a while, New Hope, where Jerry Finch's pastor is also headquartered in our church, and they meet at 11. So we have the 2 churches going
So
at
you
the
have
same
2
time.
churches. Oh, I love it.
Yes, and we're really excited about that relationship that we have with them. We're just constantly meeting. You can find me there almost any time of the day or night. Or I have one thing that's fairly unique, and that's that I always give people my cell phone on my card, which is unusual for pastors to do. And at home, you can call me at any time you want.
Oh, that's
So
really
that's-
putting yourself out there, and it's so needed today. That's great. So what would you just say to someone today, real quickly, before we close out this segment, to get involved with the church? Just show up, right?
Yeah, I think that the most important thing you could do is just show up, or go online and look us up. Go on Facebook. We're a fairly large presence on Facebook, and see what we're doing. Become a part of us. We would love to have you. And I am always praying for this community, always praying for the city, that God might work here and that he might use us as a church, because we're really here for you. And that's important. We're here for God first, but then for you.
Thank you so much for that. And I'm going to thank you for joining us on My Chamber TV, and we just may show up. And where is the church at?
The church is right across the street from the library on St. Petersburg Drive.
Easy enough to find. Thanks for being out there. We'll see you at church on Sunday. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We're the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. And here today, we are featuring the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce. We have some great business owners that we're featuring. In fact, some that have just started their business, and you'll be able to listen and hear what they're all about. We bring the community to you. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. Thanks for joining us. With me happens to be Nikki Finney from Finney's Tiger Rock Martial Arts.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome to My Chamber TV.
Well, thank you for having me.
Did you wake up this morning and think you were going to be on TV?
Absolutely not.
No. So we just go with the flow, right?
I like it.
So how long have you had your business here?
I've had my business here for 15 years.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. And so what do you specialize in? Kids, adults, both?
Both.
Okay.
We specialize a lot in families. So if there's really one thing that we like to make sure that we're doing, we always say, if a family that kicks together stays together. So with every one of our members, a parent can train for free.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's really good. What is the age group of your children?
We start them as young as 3, as long as they're 100% ready, and then unlimited. There's no age cap.
I love that. You've got a great philosophy. Okay, so what style are we teaching?
We teach Taekwondo, but we tell people it's more of a progressive style of martial arts. We really focus on building athletes, right? So, we want to make sure that these kids and adults have self-defense aspects, but also they have agility and conditioning and endurance. So a little bit of everything.
Sure. So you're teaching, obviously, respect. You probably have your tenets that they go through and, through each class. And how often are you open and when are your classes?
So we are open 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. We do provide some homeschool classes during the day on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And then we have classes for juniors Monday through Saturday. All rank classes and family classes and teen classes pretty much every single day, Monday through Saturday.
Well, you're busy.
We try to be.
Very
Yes,
busy.
Yes.
How many instructors do you have?
We have 15 certified instructors.
Okay.
We have 23 junior instructors, so those are kids under the age of 12 that show leadership skills.
Nice.
And then we have 4 employees on staff.
4 employees. Oh, so you've got a full house over there.
We do, yes,
How many
ma'am.
square feet do you have?
We have 3,000 square feet.
Nice. That is really nice. I love the martial arts, as we were talking earlier. It's in
Yes.
our family from this age all the way up. So what are your favorite things to do with the kids?
So kids, my favorite thing really is honestly building confidence, right? So
Bingo.
You get these little kids that come in and you just watch them grow, and they start as these little shy kids that are like hiding behind the bags when you get ready to start class, and 3 or 4 years later they're raising their hand asking if they can be on the leadership team. They're taking accountability. I have some that will stand at the door and say, hey, welcome to Tiger Rock today. How was your day at school? And these are kids that never really talk when they first started, so it's really about building confidence.
That is so wonderful. And if you've had this business in 15 years and you have that spread of age groups, you watch them grow into that person, that has to be more self-rewarding and so satisfactory than the money coming in the door.
Absolutely. It's funny that you say that, because as we look this industry and like the dance industry and all industries where you're dealing with kids, they will all leave you one day, and you always want them to stay, but they will all leave you. It's the legacy that you leave behind. All these kids that we have impacted, I've had some come back, during summer break and hey, can we intern for you? Or they'll just stop by if they're in town, and that's how we know that we're leaving a great impact in the community and in the society.
No, I just love all this, what you're saying. There's such a match of enthusiasm here. So how long have you been here in this area?
In this plaza, we have been for 4 years, but literally we were a half a mile down the road for 11 years. We just needed more space, and as you grow as a business, you definitely want it to be comfortable. But there was a philosophy that I had from a martial arts studio and really more of a fitness aspect. When you walk into fitness buildings, you want it to feel clean, look clean, but also have this really distinguished look. And, Tiger Rock is a franchise, and, we really want to make sure that we kind of stand out. And it's really, a business that grows with us, but also with the people that we have on staff and our students. So.
Yeah, you just fulfill my heart. I have a 7-year-old grandson that I'm wanting to get him into Taekwondo.
I know a great school.
I do too. So we're going to be talking in the future with that. With the kids and all, I just love thinking about the kids, but I'm also thinking about what does it mean to them as well, having been homeschooled. I was homeschooling my grandson for a while. It was close to a nightmare, but we didn't get there totally. We made it work.
Right.
But they must be just thrilled to have, how did this affect you guys? Did you have to shut down for a little while, I'm guessing, like everybody else?
Believe it or not, right at the start of COVID, we actually had scheduled my husband and I scheduled a trip to New York. Obviously, we were not able to go. And so we were closed that very first week where, they said, hey, all gyms need to close. And then in the middle of that, I was like, we're not going to let this bring us down. So what we ended up doing was we immediately put online, we did Zoom classes, and we did active Zoom classes. So it wasn't like we recorded it and flipped it out. We did give some tasks for parents and kids to kind of follow along, but we built a Zoom schedule where one of my staff or myself came into the studio and we did 30 to 40-minute classes while they all followed along. We put TVs up on the wall so we can see them a little bit better, and it allowed us to have that personal connection and touch where we're saying their name and we're encouraging them to respond back. And then on top of that, we had our staff actually call each one of these kids at home and do like a 10-minute one-on-one private lesson, so they're getting that additional touch. And I think that that's honestly what helped us survive. Now, did we lose people? Yeah, we lost people. Is it coming back? It is really coming back. But the Zoom was really good during that time. I'm so much happier though having these people in class and being able to have that touch, and we're still maintaining that social distancing and doing those things that we really need to do to keep everyone safe. But you kind of change. When your business has a little setback, you figure out a way to overcome that.
Well, yeah, and especially if you're passionate about it, which clearly you are.
Yes, absolutely.
You've got some really great scruples, and businesses are thriving and surviving.
Yes.
You find a way. It's really basically sink or swim. And you decided to swim, and you're still swimming and being very successful. And I'm just thrilled to know that we have a martial arts school that is thriving and surviving right here in the heart of Oldsmar. And it's just so nice to meet you today. And I just may step down there and see. You're just right a couple doors down from
Two doors, just two doors down.
Only
Yes.
2 doors. So basically, we could dance. We could do karate.
Absolutely.
Within minutes of one another.
Absolutely.
Right?
I mean, we'll give you like a 10-minute break in between classes, but just get out there and do it.
I think it's fantastic. So, my next question is, how long have you been a member of the chamber?
I'm a new member of the chamber, a fairly new member of the chamber.
That's good.
Yes,
That's
yes.
great. So, what are you expecting from the chamber? Because I know what you're in store for.
Business connections,
Good.
and that's a lot of the marketing that you do from a business standpoint. It's no longer paper flyers. It is who you know and how you connect with them. So business connections is where it's at.
Absolutely. I can't say enough about the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber because it is like a family, and everybody does know one another and refers to one another. It is so important to have those connections. And I'm also thinking too for the adults. We've been talking about the kids because I've got such a passion for the kids, but for the adults, there's a lot of anger out there today.
There is a lot of anger, and it's funny because if you had asked me 12 years ago when I got into like really teaching adults and teens, if this was an area that I would enjoy. And adults question things, whereas kids just do.
Yeah, I know.
But I will say, working with adults and teens has been rewarding for me, challenging for me, but honestly, it taught me how to allow things to just flow. I being a martial artist and being a business owner, most of us have a very type A personality. And it's really, a little bit. And it's really hard to allow others to kind of step in our arena and do things the way that they want to do things. And so it has taught me to take a step back and go, okay, well, that's not how I would have done it, but you know what? It works.
You are awesome.
Yeah. And
You
so-
are absolutely awesome because you are very open. You have an open heart, and you're in this truly to win it, as they say, in it to win it. You've got all the right attributes. I just think you're awesome.
Thank you.
And this is now your husband is he's in the business with you, right?
My husband is in the business with me. He's not around as much. He's actually a law enforcement officer. So, you know, he kind of comes in and goes.
Oh, bless
Yeah.
his heart. And this is Law Enforcement Week.
Yes. Yes.
So tell him thank you for his service.
Absolutely, I will.
Oh my goodness, this is really great. Does he know martial arts?
He does.
I would hope so.
He's a 3rd-degree black belt. So,
Of course
yeah.
he is. Of course. Oh, this is so great. So the hours again, let's talk about that. We've got less than 3 minutes. How you're open when?
So Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, we are open from 9:30 until about 11:30. Then we take a break at lunch. We reopen on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at 3:30, and we are open until 8 o'clock. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're open from 3:30 until 7 o'clock.
So you've got a nice, healthy schedule there.
Yes, ma'am.
Just out of curiosity, do you do any after school?
So that is an interesting question. I get that asked a lot. I do not do after school. As a, someone who has been in a classroom, because my background is education, when I looked at the kids that are getting picked up for after school and aftercare, I really thought really hard when I opened my business, do I really want to run it as an aftercare? And I really didn't. My primary goal is to teach martial arts.
Good for you. Good for you.
And that's so we are strictly just a martial arts school.
Yeah.
It is, sometimes when people call, it's really hard to refer them to other schools, and I do, that do aftercare
Yeah.
pickup, but we don't do aftercare pickup.
Well, my grandson was in a class over in Wesley Chapel, and my daughter-in-law, who's a nurse practitioner, did have him there for a little bit for the after school, but he said he didn't like it after school because he said everybody got on his nerves. All the kids were running crazy. He's 7 years old, right? So let them go where they're supposed to have a little bit of
Yeah.
structure and play in that. But you are so awesome. Today, if now isn't the time, when is it the time to get enrolled in the martial arts? Because it's not what you think. You're not supposed to learn this to go out and pick fights.
Right.
There are strict rules that you only need to do that in means of defense and that thing. But the discipline is key, and especially today, the world is so upside down. If you take the martial arts class, you will learn discipline, and you will learn it in the first class, right?
Oh, absolutely. Not only will you learn discipline as a student, but the parents learn a lot of discipline. The parents learn a lot of discipline too, because it is a structured, event.
Yes.
And sometimes when parents do extracurricular activities, it's, I'll get them there when I can get there. But we're really firm, you need to be here on time. You need to be accountable. And if we're asking your child to have some respect and respect the discipline, we're asking parents to do the same thing. So, I feel like it's an open education for everybody, myself included, because sometimes I need to take a step back and go, well, not everybody works on my time clock. So,
It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, lead by example, and I'm glad that you have the strictness for the parents and the grandparents
Yes,
too, because
yes.
we all need that today.
Yes, ma'am.
And discipline is key. You are absolutely phenomenal, really and truly.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Nikki.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And thank you for being out there. Check them out here. And it is the Finney's Tiger Rock Martial Arts right here in Oldsmar. Thanks. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. Today we are featuring the Upper Tampa Bay Chamber of Commerce, and we're bringing businesses to you. Businesses that are thriving and surviving, and especially entrepreneurs that took time during the lockdowns to create some wonderful ideas. And that happens to be our business owner here, Helena
Demacopoulos.
I said it once and then I just froze. Thank you, Demacopoulos. And she has this creative business called Earth Fusion Decor. Now, you also referred to, oh, great, we went right to the website. This is great. What did you call this before? It was a
These are charcuterie boards.
Yes. I read that somewhere and I thought, man, I must be living under a rock. I didn't know what that meant. Check these out. Look, explain this. Explain how you got started with this. It was during the lockdown, right?
Yeah, so I used to own an art studio, and during the lockdown, I was forced to close for a couple of weeks, and I'm a just on-the-go, constantly kind of person. I can't stand being cooped up at home. And I've always been wanting to try this resin art, and I saw an ad pop up on Facebook for a course. It's actually taught by a famous artist that I've been following for a long time, and I was like, the universe is speaking to me. It's time to do this class, and it was on sale. So I signed up for the class. I fell in love, and now I've actually turned it into a business, which is awesome.
And it's blingy business, and everybody wants to shine today because we've been down some dark roads, so we want to shine. So let's talk about how you got started, how you layer this, and it's on wood, right? Everything's
Yes.
on wood. It's all on wood. So what are all these beautiful elements that you use?
Yeah, so my pieces are inspired by geodes and rocks and a lot of natural elements. So I like to start with my resin. It's done in a couple of different layers. So there's typically 3 different layers of resin that are poured throughout the process. I use, for the texture points, I use a combination of acrylic gemstones, crushed glass, and glitters all layered
Wow.
together. So there's no actual crystals in there, but that is something I am hoping to try in the future.
Oh, these are so beautiful. The way, I mean, it looks like you had to have used some machine, but these are handmade, aren't they?
Yes, everything is poured by hand. The crystals are all hand arranged and painted, and they are completely sealed in with resin, so you don't have to worry about them popping off in your food if you're using this for a party or for a gathering. So it's really in there secure. And then everything is covered with a flood coat. I do gold lines and details, so there's quite a few hours of work that go into these pieces.
So you come up with your own ideas of the actual artwork and the color combination,
Yes.
correct?
Yes,
Okay.
and I've noticed some trends. There's a couple of color schemes that I'm just seeing over and over and over that people seem to like. One is the blues. People love blues and ocean-inspired colors. It is very, very popular. Another one I'm seeing a lot of is Tampa Bay Buccaneers
yeah.
colors. It matches your outfit.
Very
actually,
nice.
so
Very, very
good color
nice.
coordinating.
So you can use these for serving cheese and crackers for different events and things of that nature. How long does it take you to do one of those?
From start to finish, I'd say about 4 to 5 hours for one piece. And they are made by commission as well. So I do some of my own designs, and I can do a custom design for you as well. So what a lot of people I'm finding is they'll send me pictures of their home decor, and then they ask for a custom piece to match their decorations and go with their home.
That is really, you've got my mind going, because my son just moved into a new home with all the grays and the whites, and he needs some things on the wall. These are so lovely. So which one, what are your favorites? What do you, I love them all. Let's see the little dishes there, the little ones there too.
Yeah.
Aren't they sweet?
So these ones have a lot of different functions. They could be a
Yeah.
soap dish. It could be a jewelry or a trinket bowl. You can use it as an ashtray. I put my keys in mine because I will lose them everywhere otherwise. So it's a really nice way to stay organized and
Absolutely.
give your decor a little pop.
Absolutely. Now, can you stack those?
Yes, you can.
Okay,
So,
so they
I
won't-
have a few different colors here. We've got some blues,
Kinda like a turquoise.
and pinks,
Yeah.
and
Ooh.
yeah, they can all stack together.
So that's nice if you want to stack them and save space. You could use those probably as coasters because they're,
Yes.
they're flat enough on the inside
Absolutely.
there.
And I do make flat ones as well that
Do
can be
you?
used as coasters. And I use a special heat resistant resin for those. So they're good up to 180 degrees. Your coffee and your hot tea aren't going to leave rings. It's not going to melt the resin.
That's
So
good to know. That's very good to
So
know.
yeah, my trays, my things are all functional. You can use them as coasters, and then the charcuterie boards, it is food serve safe too.
I
get
love
that
that.
question a lot. So you can actually put cheese and crackers on there. It's a commercial restaurant grade resin, so it is completely safe to use.
That is nice. Now, can I ask you what something like that would cost for our viewers out there today?
Sure. So a small round one costs about $60. I have another medium size that's not here right now that runs for about $80. And then my Lazy Susans, and then I have some extra
Oh, my
large
goodness, is
charcuterie
that
boards.
pretty.
These ones run for about $90.
Wow, that is a Lazy Susan. So
Yes, it spins.
Wow, I don't think I'd want to put anything on it. I just want to sit and spin it and just look at it. I just love that. So this is really, really exciting. Now, how large do you go? Like if we have like a really large wall and we wanted one statement piece on the wall.
Absolutely. I do commissions,
Okay,
so I
very
can do
good.
any size, any color scheme that you want. I actually did a wedding gift for a few friends not too long ago. It was 3 by 4 feet.
Nice.
So that was the biggest one that I've done to date.
Oh my goodness, that's really, really nice. That's good to know because for people today, I think are really getting into the arts all the way around, from dance to romance to the martial arts, and doing all these different exercises with the yoga, Tai Chi, and all of that. But then also, I notice on Facebook, people are really getting into this kind of entrepreneurship because they start out as a hobby. What am I going to do with my time? You're tired of binge watching and whatever. And I just think it was wonderful that you took this on. When did you start this actually?
I started the class when we were on lockdown last year, and then
Okay.
I made it into a business around the holiday season. So
Did
a
you
little
know
under a
you were
year.
going to do that? Did you know you were going to make it as a business or no?
No, I just couldn't afford to keep buying more resin because I was making so much stuff. So I realized I had to start selling it in order to keep financing my hobby.
That's perfect. That is perfect. So now, how long have you been a member with the Chamber of Commerce, Upper Tampa Bay?
I've been a chamber member actually for about 5 years.
Okay.
So I was a member back when I had my art studio. I joined actually right after I moved to Florida. So the chamber really was one of my first experiences in Florida. Some of my first friends were chamber members. So they really took me by the hand and welcomed me to Florida and helped guide me through my business journey. So I'm very grateful to the chamber.
Oh, you're like a family, aren't you?
They are like a family. I used to
Yeah.
call Jerry the old president dad.
Oh, Jerry Custon, I love him. He's great. And Doug's not so bad either now.
Doug's
right?
awesome. We're both from Ohio.
He sure knows how to get members in here too, doesn't
Yes.
he? Especially when we need them, you know? I'm going to ask him how many members do you have now? 475.
It's a lot, yeah.
That's some serious members. So what are some of the favorite things that you've done in the community since you've been a member for a little while? Excuse me.
Well, Oktoberfest is coming
Oh
up,
my
and
gosh,
that is
my
definitely one
favorite.
of my favorites.
Me too.
It was one of the first chamber events I had ever done. I moved here in August. I bought my business in September, so Oktoberfest was actually my first big chamber event. And I think it's so much fun. It's unlike any of the Oktoberfests they threw back in Ohio, and it's a great way to promote my business and meet people in the community and have a great time for a couple days.
You're not kidding, and it does go on, and I mean, it's very well planned out. I think they start a year in advance.
Yes.
And they get having bands, and we'll be actually, well, yeah, we should. When is Oktoberfest?
Next weekend.
It's next weekend.
Friday through Sunday.
Right down here in Oldsmar, and I am telling you what, it is a blast. I've been there. It is just wonderful. So what do we have on your plate? Pardon the pun. What is on your plate for coming soon?
I actually have a lot of exciting things coming soon. Right now, I'm just selling on Etsy, but I am going to be launching my own site in November, just in time for the holiday season.
That is just in time. What is your Etsy site in case anyone would like to order. Oh, here we go, right
It's
here.
Earth Fusion Decor. So you can type me in the search box. I will come right up. And I've got a bunch of stuff online that I don't have in person too. So you'll find a different product selection at live events versus in my online store.
I don't know if this is an appropriate question or not, but I'm thinking, is there any way you would be doing any kind of jewelry on wood?
I haven't yet, but that is one of the things that a lot of resin artists are doing with it is jewelry and custom things. So that is on my radar.
Bracelets. Oh, I could see a blingy bracelet. Oh, we've got to talk.
Yes, I love blingy stuff.
Maybe
so.
I'll commission you to do some jewelry for me because I mean, this is so well planned out and well done, well made. It's strong, it's sturdy. It really catches your eye. And you know what? If you're tired of your old decor, it doesn't matter. You don't have to change your whole home. All you need is one statement piece. Imagine the next time you have your guests over and you have something like the charcuterie board?
Charcuterie
Did
board.
I say it right? Between that and your name. Can you hand that to me? I want to touch and feel that this is so nice. Imagine you're putting your next spread out, right? How long does it take to get one of these? Just place the order. You've got them in stock, right?
Yes, I have some in stock currently, and then a custom order takes about 3 to 5 days because I do work full time as well. So I
Okay.
tell people, especially with the holidays coming up, get your orders in sooner rather than later.
Right.
But typically a few days is about all it takes to make one.
And you've got plenty of stock and everything?
Yes.
You're not caught up in the barges or anything like that. So that's the other thing. She's local. If you are tuning in today and you're looking for some great gifts, just think about having something like this to put your cheese and crackers on. And even this is a statement piece. Now this is a smaller one, but you said you do commission. So if you wanted something custom made, give this gal a call and tell her what you're looking for. What was the largest size that you did?
I did a 3 by 4 foot wall piece so far, and I'm open to anything. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
willing to take on an even bigger project if
Well, I've got
somebody
several
has one
people
for me.
I'll put you in contact with that are doing remods and things like that. And once they get to that decorating stage, believe it or not, some people are moving and finding homes that they're moving into, so they want to make some changes. And
Yes.
or people that aren't moving because they have nowhere to go, and so they're upgrading their homes. And I think that's a great idea. You are just so perfect. I love this. Don't you see yourself giving this as a gift? If you want to be different, and if you want to give a gift that is going to keep on giving, this is going to be around a long time. What type of wood? I didn't ask you that.
So the small round ones here are with magnolia wood, and then my 2 larger sizes for the charcuterie board and the Lazy Susans are acacia wood.
Okay. So they look like a hard wood.
Yes, yeah, the
Uh-huh.
wood that I use is very, very high quality. So you are getting all of the highest quality products. These are going to last, like you said, a very long time.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Helena, you're doing such a great job here. And I'll tell you, anybody has that in them. And to be able to be an entrepreneur, just follow your passion. You did have an art studio?
Yes.
Right? And how long did you have that here in Oldsmar?
Yes, just under 5 years, actually.
Okay, so you're staying with your passion.
Exactly, but
That's why you're beaming so much and smiling and are so happy. Well, thank you for coming on My Chamber TV, and good luck to you. And we'll be talking again soon. I just think these are awesome.
thanks for having me.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
And thank you for joining us on My Chamber TV. We're going to be right back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. We're bringing the community to you. And we just happen to have one of my favorite of all favorite homes away from home, and that is a dance school. This is a new dance school.
Yes.
Yes, and we are actually here at the Ovations. Say that long name.
Ovations Dance Academy of Tampa.
And listen to the owner, Orlando Pena.
Yes.
Did I say it right?
You did.
Oh my
Sure
gosh,
did.
it all flows together so well. When did you open your business here in Oldsmar?
I just opened it in June
Of this year?
Of this year, yes.
Crazy. Tell this crazy story.
I had a studio in New York for 24 years on Long Island. And during the beginning of COVID, I thought it was time to change and jump. And I came. I did it. I sold my house. I sold my studio there. And now I'm here in sunny Florida.
And we're actually in your studio.
Yes.
We're right off of Hillsborough Avenue.
Yes.
And I tell you, nice and clean and big and bold and mirrors and everything you need to learn. Look at our little ballerinas. How precious. Let's talk about the kids.
The kids, we did Annie Jr. this summer. Now we're working on Aladdin. We'll be performing that in February.
Where are you performing that?
At the Banihana Center, the Philippine Center right here in West Chase.
Oh,
So we'll be doing that in February 5th.
good for you.
Yeah. So that's going great. I have incredible talents from 7-year-olds to teenagers. The studio, we start at age 3. And we have 3 to adults. We have adult ballet classes going on. And it's going really well. There's a need for good education and training in dance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, there is. So you put on shows with these kids from that age up to what age now?
Right now, they're 3 to 18.
3 to 18, but you're
Yes.
also teaching adults.
We're teaching adults.
Let's
Yes.
talk about the adults.
Yes. They come Friday nights. They love it. They come here and take a ballet class.
Yeah?
It's a great way to end their week, their work week, and start their weekend.
Nice.
So,
Very nice.
And they're making friends, so it's really nice.
It is. You know, dance is such a wonderful form of expression and helping us get out of our own way.
Yeah.
It really, really is.
It centers us. It
It
grounds
does.
us.
It does. It
and
is.
we need that right now.
We need it more than anything with
Yeah.
all we've been talking about for the last almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over it. So when I see businesses that are either starting up, and you're going to find in Oldsmar, there's been quite a few businesses that either have started up or they've managed to push through successfully and are still thriving and striving. So I think this is fabulous. You didn't even think twice. You didn't even look back, did you?
No, I don't miss New York. Especially coming into the winter season. No, not at all.
You were lucky you came here when you did. You know,
Yeah.
there's no homes available here.
No. Right now
None.
I'm in West Chase. I'm renting, and eventually I'll find my beachfront property.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah.
I don't know where people are going, but
Yeah.
you know, you've been in dance for a long time. Did you have that interest as a child?
As decades ago, Radio City Music Hall had the Rockettes, and then they showed a movie. Or they showed a movie and then the Rockettes. And I remember seeing Jaws, and then after Jaws, the Rockettes came out, and it was a way of them promoting themselves. And I couldn't wait for the performance aspect of it. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is awesome. It's a beautiful theater, Radio City Music Hall.
course.
And I think that was the seed that my parents didn't realize what they were doing. And then at 14, kids from my block, Queens, New York, they were like, let's take a dance class. I'm like, I'm in.
That is so
and I
typical.
knew I was going to do that the rest of my life. And that's what I've done.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
You fulfilled your childhood dream.
Yeah.
And you're
pretty
still
much.
doing it.
I'm still doing it.
You look like a
Yeah.
teenager. That's why.
Thanks. It's
Yeah.
because we're dealing with kids.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it rubs off, right?
Yeah, I think
I think
so.
we all need to always keep that little boy and that little girl alive in us. It just keeps us motivated and to know that we can do anything.
Yeah.
Kids think they can do anything,
Yeah.
right?
And so can we.
So can we.
Yeah.
We've proven it, really. It's true. So what is one, I don't want to ask you this, it might be unfair, but what's your favorite thing in this whole dance business?
I love when a kid goes across the floor and they have, I always say, their aha moment. So they say, oh, this is hard. And I'm like, that's not permitted. You can't say that in the studio ever, or you can't do that. We can't say that. And then when they're doing something and you see their little eyes beam up and I'm like, you got it. And they take it in and then they smile. That's what's awesome.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me going.
That's
that I'm feeding them the right amount of movement, confidence, so they could find it within themselves and know that they could do it. And that event, as we know, leads on to outside the studio.
And I'm guessing that you feel that building that confidence is really, truly key, especially today.
You know, today, with bullying in school, with insecurities, with social media, they're so into their phone. They need to find themselves and be away from hiding behind a screen. And I think dance is so prevalent right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Because of that. The performing arts, that their voices are being heard, that they get lines. I have kids that have a hard time reading, and they come in here and they experience a musical theater, and their parents are like, wow, she read a whole, she wants to go home and read the script. And that's we're indirectly teaching them, right?
Yeah, and if they're doing something that they love, that's a great idea to help with their reading skills.
Yeah. And communication, people skills.
Sure. Yeah, because you know what? You're right about being behind that screen of your telephone, and people do, and even adults will hide behind their screen because they can, and they can say anything.
Yeah. Yeah. I have kids come in and they'll be sitting in the front on their phone, and I'm like, get off your phones, talk to each other. And I'll take their phones and I put their phones on the shelf so they can communicate.
Good for
I'm like,
you.
oh, this is so and so, blah, 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 blah. Meet, chat,
Yeah.
And so now they know they're not. Once they come in the studio, they have to put their phones on the shelves. I don't want to see it in their hands.
I love that. I
Yeah,
love that because you just get so addicted to those phones.
But even adults.
Oh, I know. You
Yeah.
can. We've been out to restaurants where we'll see adults texting to one another,
Yeah.
not saying a word. It's
Happy marriage.
I know. It's sad. Oh, not for us. My husband doesn't even text.
There you go.
So, what are your classes? How do they run? Are you open on Saturday?
We are.
Okay. What happens on Saturday?
We have we start at three-year-olds classes, and we have to 7-year-old classes.
Okay.
So we have tiny tots and then a combo class.
What's the combo?
It's ballet tap.
Yeah.
Monday we have ballet jazz. Then we have your intermediate ballet class, beginner ballet classes, tap, hip hop, and musical theater.
Very nice.
Musical theater is the strongest. I have in Aladdin, there's maybe 30 or 36 kids in the show right now.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
so Thursday is like the big day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in New York, I had kids audition shy, and I would tell their mom, I got this. And one little girl ended up touring with the national tour of The Sound of Music. I have students who've come from other studios that take ballet, go off to college, and they've been on Broadway. I've had kids leads on Broadway, national tours, commercials. So yeah, it's all part of the package, whether they go to be a doctor or a performer. Like you said, it builds their confidence.
It really does.
So
and
that's
we all need that
we
today.
all need that. Even adults need that as well. But
absolutely.
yeah, that's why adults come on Friday and they get to just do something for themselves. And ballet is such a discipline, as you know, that you just focus within and you get yourself grounded and you stand up taller. And
You do, and because posture is the biggest thing
Yeah.
in dance. And there's just so much that you can learn here. And if you've got family members that maybe need some discipline, whether it's the martial arts, we had our friend Nikki earlier on. The martial arts and dance go together. They
Yes.
really do. They help one another, especially with the discipline and the self-confidence. You inspire yourselves, and when you inspire yourself with something that becomes passionate, I don't know anybody that doesn't love to dance, whether they think they can or they think they can't. Either way, that's the way it's going to be.
Yes.
I didn't think I'd be able to do some performing. And
I've seen you perform.
I shocked myself.
No, you're pretty hot out there.
I think it was pretty funny for this glamour, but
You have great quick feet in that tango.
it was fun. I didn't learn dance as a young child.
No.
And I didn't realize that I really loved it until as I got older. And it's probably a good thing because my parents were poor at the time, so they couldn't have afforded it or whatever. So today, you know, I'm hoping that anyone that is within the sounds of our voices today that will give you a call.
Thank you.
Tell me
And
you
you're
get,
still dancing.
I am.
You are. You see?
I'm still dancing at 73.
Awesome.
Yeah, so what, share some other things that's going on while I take a sip of water.
Let's see. I've been a member of the chamber since I got here.
Thank you.
That's important to say.
Yep.
Our kids are participating at the October Festival on Saturday. We're going to have some kids that did Annie and Aladdin. They're going to sing some songs.
What
at
time?
6 o'clock.
Oldsmar?
Oldsmar, the festival, at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, okay.
The Philippine Center, they're doing something in November. So some of my kids are going to perform there. So I'm all about doing things with the community and exposing the kids, getting them an opportunity to perform. We don't do competitions. I'm all about performances.
You know, that takes
Yeah.
so much stress off
Yeah.
of them.
Yes.
They're competing in the world
Yeah.
for survival.
Yeah.
Never mind getting out there and in competition, because I see my dance friends that are in competition and I'm thinking, wow, that's a lot. It's a lot. So you've been a member. Did you join the chamber right away in June?
Of course.
Of course you did. Doug gets out there and just twists that arm.
Oh, no, I called Doug.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That was a good,
Yes,
good
yeah,
recovery.
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
But you know what? Because they have so much to offer, right?
They do. They have all these meetings, which I haven't attended because I'm teaching.
Sure.
And their mornings are way too early.
Oh, no.
But I read their newsletters and I see what's going on, and I've met people through other avenues.
Yeah.
I've gone to their other business grand opening and I get to meet people there. And some members are attending Ovations. So
Good.
I get to hear what's going on.
You know, whatever works for everybody, and that's where the chamber works with you, and they understand that you are a business owner and that you can't always go out and promote your business. But I think word of mouth is probably one of the best ways to do that.
Yeah, they have so many Zoom lectures, and so they're
Yeah.
very hands on.
That's
They're here
it.
for the business.
Yeah, they
Oh,
are,
yeah.
definitely. And
Yeah.
and you're and I notice that since we've come back doing our chamber shows live and totally unrehearsed, whether it's in the studio or if we're on location at one of the businesses like we are here at the dance studio, I've noticed that there's more people that are getting more involved in open outdoor events and overall events, which makes a lot of sense.
How can you not with this Florida weather?
Oh, I know. I know, it's starting to, we're coming into our season now.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have fun Saturday. I may show up at 6 o'clock.
Okay, please do.
I've been to a couple of those before, and they're just really so much fun. There's a lot of food, a lot of drink, a lot of happy.
Okay.
You know, so it's this is
And
gonna,
you'll love the kids. It's an incredibly talented cast. My Annie was incredibly talented. Miss Hannigan, Rooster, and now we have Jasmine and Aladdin. They're beautiful voices.
Oh, that's
So yeah, you'll.
that's fabulous.
Yeah.
I sure thank you for joining
Thank
us on
you.
My Chamber TV. And thank you for joining us as well. We're here to bring the community to you, let you see what's happening right here in Oldsmar. Thanks. See you soon.